Good morning, guys. It's Matthew Pollock from Healthy Body Solutions. Today, I'm going to talk to you about feet. Why I love feet and why they're so special and why they're so underrated in importance. Okay, so let's have a look. Here's a foot for you guys to look at. Within this foot, there are 28 bones, including sesamoid bones underneath the foot, inside the tendons there. And all of these bones here are articulated by over 100 ligaments to hold the foot together and to make it work. The foot, of course, is our balance station, and we get a lot of signals up to the brain from the feet to control proprioception and balance and movement, and they move like that in a coordinated fashion to keep us steady on our feet. Now, the other interesting thing that people might want to know is, you know how dexterous our hands are. They can complete fine and intricate movements. This is because they have a lot of brain space devoted to them. Well, here's a surprise. Our feet have almost the same amount of brain space devoted to them as our hands do. So, when I'm going to give you a couple of interesting facts. In order for us to stay balanced, what we really need to do is we really need to be monitoring and getting messages from our feet back up to our brain to control the position of our feet, and back down to our brain to change the movement of our feet if the ground becomes unlevel, if there's a rock under there that, ouch, makes us want to take pressure off certain parts of the foot. Now, in a running stride at speed, that signaling to our brain from our foot is happening about 4 times every time the foot hits the ground at a running speed. Now, that's incredibly fast. So think about it from this perspective. The more that I deaden off that signal by putting heavy, thick footwear that's solid and doesn't have any malleability or twist in there, and the thicker it is, the more it protects from cushioning, but also the more it deadens off that signaling. I want you to sit in your car the next time and pull a pair of shoes over your hands and then grab the steering wheel, try and use the indicator and try and drive yourself home. Don't actually do that, guys, because it's not a very good idea. But you get my picture about how much your sensitivity and how much your action and the ability of your hands to be able to move would do that if we put shoes on. Well, that's exactly the same thing as we do when we put our shoes on our feet. We deaden off the sensitivity from the ground. We can't feel the rocks. We're also artificially lifting ourselves up and placing different strains on the muscles and the ligaments and the joints, which is why a lot of times when I'm out running or people see me in the street, even at park run these days, a lot of times I won't have shoes on, or I'll have very minimal footwear on. And the idea is to try and maximize the amount of work that my foot has to do so that my intrinsic foot muscles don't get lazy, and also to continue to get stimulation up to the brain to run those pathways to keep them going well. The single biggest input into the brain that keeps our nervous system alive and running is stimulus. So it's another reason we don't really want to deaden that stimulus off and take it away. So it's really, really an important consideration, I think, when we're talking about injuries such as shin splints and plantar fasciitis and any of the other inflammatory disorders of the foot, to think about how I can create the proper biomechanics in that foot, how I can create those muscles and stimulate them to work properly so that the foot can actually do the job that it's designed to do and not just be supported by an orthotic permanently, which would make the muscles lazy over time. And also, again, it just changes the stimulus that we get to our brain. We'd rather have the correct stimulus to the brain, we'd rather have the right muscles in the foot working, and we'd rather make them work for us properly so that we can withdraw any of those protective or corrective devices that we use and go back to a natural foot with correct biomechanics. I hope that makes sense. Drop me a message if you want some more information about that. And I hope you now understand why I think bare feet are a great thing and there should be more of it. Take care, guys, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.